snowing. And so we got all these calls from my dad, his mom, Minister Allen, who else called? A whole bunch of people called. And they kept saying, y'all be careful out there because the roads are slick, it's bad out there, it's dangerous, so make sure that you drive careful, drive slow. And so we were on our way coming 95, we didn't see anything. No ice, the road was clean, it was clear. And even though we kept telling them the road is clear, they kept saying, it's dangerous out there. It's ice out there. You need to be careful out there. And as we were driving down the road, both of us, it was just like God gave us a revelation. He said, you know what? They're looking at it from their perspective. Mm-hmm. Because all they could see was ice. All they could see was snow all around them. But here we are with roads going to them and roads coming from them, and there's nothing. And we said, that's how we are when it comes to God. He sees the big picture. But all we see is what we see from our perspective, from our view. We see the ice, we see the snow, and God is over here saying, come to me. And we're saying, God, but I can't because it's snowing. It's ice. And God's saying, yeah, but the roads that's coming from you and the roads that are going to you are clear. And I'm saying, come. 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 And so as we were looking at that, we were like, how many times do we miss out on what God has for us? Because we are basing it on what we see. And that's why he tells us, walk by faith and not by sight. And we just get so caught up in that. And a lot of us, God has so many things inside of us sitting in here. So many things he's asked us to do. But how many of us are still sitting behind the ice? Sitting behind the snow? J. Reed, come to me.
I can't, there's too much snow.
Isn't that us?
Yes.
Isn't that us?
Yes. Teach.
God, come to me. I can't. There's too much snow. I ain't got no money. That's right. That's right. I don't have no car.
That's right.
I don't know how to do it, God. And God is saying, but if I've asked you to come to me, I've made provision.
That's right.
If I've asked you to do it, the money is there.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for you to step outside the snow.
Yes,
As soon as you step outside the snow, I've already got somebody waiting here to put the money in your hand. I've already got somebody waiting here to put the car in your hand. I've already got somebody here waiting to put the building in your hand. And we thought about how when God asked us to start the harvest, we were sitting in the ice behind the snow, and God kept saying, start the harvest. We kept saying, God, but the ice. God, but the snow. We don't have a building. And God kept saying, come to me. Come to me. And when we finally stepped away from behind the ice, Pastor Heggie was standing right there. And she said, is that the only problem? You just need a building? And we said, yeah. She said, you can use mine. She said, as a matter of fact, my lease is going to be running out in November. You can just take it over. We didn't even have to provide credit. As a new church, we didn't have to provide credit. Because God was just waiting for us to step away from behind the ice and let him do what God can do.
That's right.
Do you not believe that God is able?
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes.
We say that. But do we really believe that God is able? We preached a sermon the other Sunday, sit in the chair.
Oh, come on, Pastor D.
God was showing us we have more faith in the chair we're sitting in than we do in him. Because whenever we sit down, we don't look at the chair. We don't ask the chair, can you hold me? We don't look up under it and just inspect it. We just sit. And so God is saying, you got more faith in the chair than you do me.
Truth.
so we asked you last week, or whenever we preached the sermon, that when you feel like your faith is wavering and you feel like you're just not trusting God, go sit in a chair somewhere and let it remind you that you trust it more than you do God.
That was awesome.
So he's waiting for us.
Here's where it gets tricky. She said something a little earlier. We're supposed to walk by faith. But as you know, we walk by sight.
Amen.
While we were in Florida and we were having conversations with Minister Allen, my dad, my mom, and her mom and dad, and Brother Frank that was sitting there in front of us, we almost decided to stay another night. Then as we talked, we said, well, maybe we'll drive halfway and spend the night. So, and the reason we were coming to these conclusions because the people we were talking to, we trust their opinion. We trust what they saw. So it gets tricky. But as we got back home that night and all the phone calls stopped, and we got to go to bed, we were able to spend a little time with the Lord. And we realized, no, you know what? We're going back home. Not spending another dime. We're going to the house. Girls were praying, yeah, Dad, we ready to go home. So, you know, we prayed, we thank God in advance, all the roads be clean. We did not run into any ice at all. All the way home. And it's all because we decided to step from behind the ice.
And you know, we live our lives based on what we see until we understand we shouldn't walk by what we see, but walk by faith. But the thing is that we invite other people to come in that ice with us. Because when you can't see beyond the ice, those people who trust you, like he just said, those people who trust you, you can convince them and they'll be stuck back here with you behind the ice. And so we have to be mindful of what we say, what we see, how we act, and understand that when God says move, don't let anything hinder you. You follow his voice. You follow what he says.
Amen.
We wouldn't be sitting here today had we not stepped out eventually on faith.
That's right.
We'd still be at 6648 Old Mills Road and God telling us to start the church. And so when we say to y'all, we know what God has shown us. And we say, if what I see is not what I saw, God is not through.
That's right.
God showed us the harvest. He showed us the harvest. But he showed us what he was going to do. And this is not what we saw. So if what you see is not what you saw, God is not through. So come from behind that ice. How many of y'all here sitting behind some ice? It's been a season.
Man.
All right,
I ain't gonna lie.
that ice is melting and you still sitting